Let's have a look back at the highlights of what was a classic edition. So getting a great start, the Belgian champ, Marie-Norbert Ribeiro, in that black, yellow and red jersey, but it was Amandine Fukwene that got the whole shot through the first corner. Blanca Vas moving up on the inside. And we can see right from the outset here, Blanca Vas really eager to get things going, was really battling and fighting for the front of the race on this opening lap.
She really was. She wanted to show that she's back, and she's back well. And we know she wasn't able to hold it to the finish, but she really wanted to from the beginning, and she wanted to remind people that she was that good. But Sara Casasolo was absolutely brilliant today as she comes to the front of the race and then really makes it hard using that fantastic left-hand line on one of the climbs.
Yeah, that first climb really showed what she was made of today. That slide out from Blanca Vas, you felt that Blanca just once you get gapped in this, it's then trying to get back on in Overijse. That's it. You try to kind of overcook it a little bit. Marie-Norbert Ribeiro, from where she was to where she finished, it just wasn't happening for her today. And as you said, you get one issue, then you get another, and it just throws your focus, your confidence, and your line choices.
It really does, and she just had a few issues today. But right at the front of the race, Brand and Casasolo were matching each other like for like in different places, but they could not put a gap between each other. And Annemiek van Alphen stayed there as long as humanly possible, but in the end she just didn't quite have the same power as those front two.
That point there where Sara Casasolo got on and then looked across and took that big rest after Lucinda Brand's effort had been quite sustained, but she just rolled with the punches today. She just soaked them all up, and really, as we said, her racecraft has just year on year on year now is just improving so much. And I think today was a real sign of that work she's done and learning, and these attacks from Lucinda Brand, I mean, they were sustained throughout the race. She battled back multiple times.
And she tried multiple times. You see her there out of the saddle attacking after a descent to try and increase the speed even more. And then we see her make a couple of mistakes here. She's just a little bit off center as she goes around that corner there, and there's a lapped rider in the way. She makes a tiny mistake there on that section when Casasolo goes to the front to really apply the pressure, and then that's the moment where she slid out just before she hit the bars in her hand on the wooden post, and she just went flying, and there's no coming back from that. You've already lost a lot of time.
And at this point, it was around about 12 seconds, and she would need a bike change on this final lap. She went on to the blue track bike. Annemiek van Alphen, you could see when Annemiek crossed the line just how hard she had found that race today. But at the front, Casasolo just started to put time into everyone else behind, and a huge moment. The X2 Bikecommers Trophy in Brussels. The back end of last season was her first televised Belgian cross win. This is something else altogether as well here in the historic cross here in Overijse. Lucinda Brand hangs on to take second spot. Annemiek van Alphen, I'm done, but third spot for the